So welcome guys, it's Andy here from D6 Evolution, and it is time for another battle report. It's one of the first ones we've done in a while. We've mixed up the format a little bit, as you're going to see, but we're mainly going to be concentrating on the tactics involved. Thank you Games Workshop for sending us an advanced copy of 9th edition so we can do this. I'm going to be using my Dark Angels, and I'm going to be up against Wes and his Custodes playing new 9th edition missions. So let's take a look at the armies. Okay, so Dark Angels. I have been a long time Dark Angels fan, so I'm super excited to be playing Dark Angels in 9th edition. And for the first time ever, not only am I going as a pure faction, I'm also going as a single detachment. I've taken a single outrider. I've not taken any troops, because troops are for losers. We don't need troops in this game. But that being said, that means that I'm really going to have to take the fight to Wes, because he is super obsessed with all of his units. So what have I taken? I've taken the new Primaris units to start with. I've taken the Eradicators. Some people know them as the slightly better Fire Dragons. They are going to be absolutely awesome. Hopefully I can outflank them to come in from a border edge and get rid of some of Wes's vehicles. Okay, and the other new unit I'm going to try out is the Outriders. 4 wounds each. These guys are going to be absolutely ridiculous. We're going to be playing them as Ravenwing because, as the Warhammer community side have said, they're going to be Ravenwing. Next up, I'm taking Black Knights. I love Black Knights. Their speed of the Raven, letting them move 20 inches and still assaulting and charging, and potentially having 3 damage plasma. These guys are absolutely amazing, and I think they're going to be target number 1 for Wes, because a lot of his units are 3 wounds, so they are going to be a massive threat for Wes. Apart from that, I've taken 3 speeders with their Typhoon missile launches are going to be crazy good. 9th edition now lets vehicles move and shoot heavy weapons without penalty, so these guys just got a lot better. They're going to be in a Ravenwing support squadron, so potentially they're getting +1 to hit as well. And because there's 3 of them in that unit, they can move 20 inches instead of 16, so this unit is outstanding. Now I've taken 2 flyers. I've taken my Nephilim Jet Fighter, and I've taken a Ravenwing Dark Talon. Again, both of these units, they're going to be brilliant with without suffering that -1 to hit for moving with their heavy weapons. And I've got strafing ones, so they're going to be hitting on 2s. Now, the last thing which is going to bind all of this Ravenwing together is I've taken 2 speeder characters. I've taken Samael on his Saber Claw to give full rerolls to hit to the Ravenwing, and he is a beast in combat as well. And I've also taken a Talon Master. Now, he ignores cover for Ravenwing units and reroll 1s to wound. And they're both armed with twin assault cannons, twin heavy bolters, and they're no longer suffering that moving and fire for heavy weapons. So the Talon Master is going to be my Warlord. He's getting the Warlord trait for the extra Devastator Doctrine, which is huge. That means Ravenwing units within 6 of him can choose to act like they're in the Devastator Doctrine, and it's weapon by weapon. So my Dark Talon, for example, can use the Tactical Doctrine with all of its bolters, and it's when it's using its heavy Rift Cannon, it can use the Devastator Doctrine. So this is brilliant. It's one of the only armies in the game which can technically get a second Devastator Doctrine turn. And the last bit of my Ravenwing is the Ravenwing Apothecary. Now this guy is a star. He's got the Reliquary of the Repentant. Now this thing is amazing. -1 to your invuln for models which are within 3 inches of this guy. Now he can fly up the board, he can even move twice with Dark Angel stratagem, so he always gets where he needs to be. And the second thing he can do, he's got a stratagem to let me call in the Deathwing within 6 inches away from any Ravenwing biker. Which brings me on to the Deathwing. I have 8 Deathwing Knights, and these guys are absolutely amazing. I'm sure they're going to allow me to go toe to toe with Wes.
Hi guys, so I've taken Custodes and I love them. They've just got a recent Psychic Awakening update, which has brought a huge number of little tricks in there for them. And now with 9th edition, I've taken a battalion. That means I get 12 command points, which is pretty much unheard of with the previous Custodes army, so it's been a nice addition. Looking at the new rules as well, and especially with the mission setup at the moment, resilience seems to be a huge thing, and if there's one army that is very resilient, it's Custodes. They're all toughness 5 at least, with a 2-up armor save and a 4+ invulnerable save. That's huge, so they can really go toe to toe with most armies and actually stay the firepower from the other side really. So when it comes to like primary objective, the holy missions, Custodes are probably going to be one of the best armies out there. My army itself, I've taken Trajan as my Warlord because he's just a fantastic overall character. He brings many buffs to the army, and he's just an absolute powerhouse. And the ability to gain back command points as well is huge for me. I've then taken a Shield Captain on Bike because it's a fantastic unit. Custodes generally lack manoeuvrability, so having that one guy that allows me to reach out and touch people and have that threat overarch that he brings is fantastic for me. I've also given him the new trait, which for 1 command point, which allows me to roll a dice every time a stratagem's been used by me, and hope to get command points back, because even now I've got 12 command points at start and get 1 back every turn. It's still a very thirsty army for command points. Alongside that, I've taken a Vixilla. It's kind of a bit of a legacy 8th edition thing, that -1 to hit, just maybe increase my survivability a little bit for that first turn, because I know Andy's got a lot of firepower going to come at me, so just that -1 to hit will be a huge benefit for me. Look at the troops. I've got 3 troops. I've got 2 units of the spear units. Really, they're just going to be hunkering down on objectives. And then I've got Sagittarium Guard, which is also a troop unit as well. And they're just going to give me a little bit more long-range firepower. And if Andy does get close, I've got those Death Ray guns that are going to be doing 3 damage to him. So hopefully I'll be able to bring those into play. So that's going to be like my bulwark of holding objectives there. And then I've got like my manoeuvre element, which is 3 palace units, and that's going to be running with a Shield Captain in a little group there, putting just down firepower, close range to medium range, or even out to long range at times as well. And that's just going to be grabbing objectives as well, just a bit more of a distraction unit. But the real powerhouse in my army is going to be the Telamon Dreadnought and the 3 Terminators, which are going to come down with Trajan. These guys are incredibly tough. There's a new stratagem out there for 1 command point. I get to make the Terminators ignore AP -1 and 2, which is huge. And also the Telamon Dreadnought has a fantastic stratagem, very similar to what the Space Marines got. It means it gets a half damage. So that turn where they come in a deep strike, it's going to be an absolute powerhouse. They're going to be there, and Andy's going to have a real problem getting rid of those. So that's my army, that's my overview, and let's see how they work out.
Master Samael, he is here. We must find him. Lazarus, my friend, we have found him before. We will find him again. That you can be assured. Time is not on our side. We must find them before they do. Today I send forth the Primaris Outriders. They join the Raven Wing. They will do us proud, and they will find him.
So, secondaries. I'm at a big disadvantage here versus Wes. Wes is going to be smashing me on the primary unless I really take the fight to him. So I've taken secondaries where I need to kill things. So first up, attrition. I think I should be killing more than Wes every turn. Otherwise, let's face it, I've probably lost the game already. So I'm hoping I can max that one out. Second of all, I'm going to take engage on all fronts. I've got 2 flyers, and there's no reason why I can't be in all 4 table quadrants with them. I think that's a nice, easy secondary for me to get. I've got to be a little bit careful, as I don't want to get too close to Wes, because if I engage him toe-to-toe at short range, he's going to win. As for my third one, there's no great option here for me. I don't have any redundant units that can just sit back and perform actions each turn. So I've gone for bring it down. Wes has 3 palace tanks and he's got that Telamon. So if I manage to kill all of them, I'm going to get 9 points for that, which isn't too bad.
Looking through the mission itself, the primary mission is really good for me because it's holding the primary objectives. But when it comes to secondaries, I've really struggled to find ones that really fit my army. So I went for Linebreaker because I want to get into his backfield and I just want to be accruing points of being where I want to be. I went Bring It Down because he's got many vehicles there, so they're quite soft, so hopefully I can take a vehicle down a turn and just keep adding those up. Finally, I took Attrition, mainly because I have fewer units than him, and hopefully I can just start whittling him down and just scoring more deaths for his units per turn. I found this one quite a difficult one to choose because there weren't too many options for me with those secondaries.
So deployment, I've gone quite conservative with my deployment. There's a big line of sight blocker in the middle of the table, which is going to be key to hiding my units from Wes. Now, I can see that he's hid most of his Custodes units with their 2 damage weapons all in one big building near an objective. Now I know from there he's never going to be able to get in range or line of sight of my bikes, so that is going to be brilliant. I've tried to hide my unit of 3 speeders right at the back of the board there, behind that big line of sight blocker. Now it's quite difficult with 9th edition to not go, as soon as you go in the ruins you're not going to be obscured, so I've had to stay back behind the ruins just in the corner there. Apart from that, I've kept my Eradicators off the table, and I've kept my Deathwing Knights off the table because they're going to be key to taking out some of Wes's vehicles, and just the Deathwing Knights are going to be a huge reactive force to wherever Wes comes in with his reserves.
So Andy is a really aggressive player, and this army is a huge amount of firepower against me, so I've gone very defensive in this first turn. I've stacked most of my infantry units in the one building which is right next to the objective. My plan is to just keep scoring the primary mission points on that objective there, hoping that he comes to me, and that's kind of what I'm expecting him to come towards me. When he does that, I've got my fast units that can go and outflank and just either pop off targets at long range, or if he's closer to me I can put a bit more firepower to try and take those vehicles down to try and get some additional secondary points. Now I've got 2 options now with my deep striking units, which is the Telamon, the Terminators and Trajan Florus. If he gets really close to me, I can drop them down with the Vexilla right on top of him, and that'll allow me to counter punch if he's right on top of my lines. If he doesn't, then what I can do is then drop them down in his backfield and just give him something that will delay him getting up towards my objective, and just cause him a bit of a pain in the butt really in his own deployment zone. At the same time then, getting secondary points for Line Breaker.
Vexillus Praetor Baldus, status report. Captain General, sensors indicate increased activity in the Eldritch Stones. The sensorium indicates that within 90 minutes a trans-dimensional warp portal will open. You must take detachments to the surface and ensure that does not happen. As you will it, it shall be so.
Are you ready, buddy?
Let's do it!
The roll. Okay, roll for first turn. Oh, 6!
Yeah!
Oh, what do you want, buddy?
Oh, I think I'm going to go first. In 9th edition, you don't necessarily know whether you're going first or second. It's done on a roll-off at the very start of the turn, so I deployed very defensively. So I'm looking just to move out the fast units and try and pop off some of Andy's softer units, just to take the sting out of his first turn assault, really. So this is made a little bit more difficult now, because with 9th edition, with that line-of-sight blocking terrain that we've got in the middle of the table, and I'm going to have to really push my palace out to the flanks there to try and get some shots on him. Also with these, I'm trying to push the palaces out so that it gives him, makes him make decisions about whether he's going to go for these or my main units that are in that building. I'm hoping that he goes for the smaller units and just leaves my my infantry on that unit, scoring those objectives the first couple of turns. So my priority this turn are the Black Knights, because they can get up very quickly at the table with some of their stratagems. He can load them up with 4+ invuln saves, and they're going to, with 3 damage weapons, they're just going to annihilate my units. And I think he can ignore cover saves as well, so they're a high priority target.
In the name of the Emperor, stay your ground, Angel of Mayhem. Stop what you are doing, Angel, or I will end you now.
Tell me about your movement phase, buddy.
Ooh, let's have a look at it. So I've kept some guys in here to try and protect this this position, so I can get that those victory points. I've put the palace out in the corner there. Yeah. And he's going to try and just take a couple of pop shots to the Black Knights. Yep. Just to
don't give away your whole plan.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to happen very shortly. And then I've then come across here to try and get this other objective, and just maybe bait you away a little bit as well from the other units there, because I know you're going to come on en masse pretty quickly.
Yeah, and you've advanced for your shield captain, haven't you?
Advanced for the shield captain, yeah.
And now you've got your banner just behind the wall there. You spent 1 command point, haven't you?
So I've planted the Vexilla, essentially just to give that an extra
12. Was everything in range?
These 2 units aren't in range.
Okay, good. Right, let's get on with the shooting phase. Okay, Wes, what are we going to do first, buddy?
Right, so I've got set the 3 palace units. I'm going to shoot at the Black Knights. They can all see, they're all in range. And I'm going to go with the 2 shots that are strength 7.
Jink, Wes.
Jink. So hitting
1 CP.
Hitting on 2s. Re-rolling 1. Sorry, is this unit here?
Oh, of course it was.
1 hit.
That's what happens when you cheat.
Yeah, I know, right? And then
There's a 2.
doesn't wound. Second guy hitting on 2s.
Yeah.
Both hit, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
4 pin buttons. Here we go. 1 pass, 1 failed.
One's dead.
I'm going to use my once a game CP to re-roll that because why not? Yeah, it's good.
Hey.
So that's my command.
And
That's my command one gone.
Fine, sure. And then that's 1 hit, no re-rolls, and wounds.
Okay, 1 more. Here's a save.
They save all that shooting.
Okay, Wes, come here. Tell me all about your shooting phase, please.
Yeah, it was great. So,
Okay.
3 units, shot at these, did some wounds, and then you saved it on your jink saves.
Jink, baby, jink.
Target sighted. Coordinates sent. Engaged. Fall line.
Custodes of the first on attack vector bearing 312, mark 19.
Okay, so I've survived my first turn unscathed. Now, for the counterpunch, I want to get rid of those palaces. I want to cut Wes's mobility. I don't want to get too close to him because I know if I get in there, I'll speed up my Black Knights. That is a real danger that he's just going to assault me with all of his Custodes and they won't last 2 minutes in combat. So I can't push too far forwards. I also know that potentially his Telamon and his Custodes Terminators are coming down, so I need to make sure that my Talon Masters aren't exposed. I need to be really aggressive these first few turns though, because if not, Wes is going to smash me on the primary. Okay, Wes, movement phase for the Dark Angels. I've just had a slow shuffle around really. Main things I'm trying to sit on this objective over here. My Talon Masters are in range of your palace over here. My planes are in range of your troops. And most of the Black Knights and the Speeder Squadron here are in range of your palace over here. So let's see what happens, eh?
Yeah, you're a lot more defensive than I thought you were going to be.
Yeah, I'm very mindful you've got this Telamon coming in next turn, so I'm trying to cover all the different angles from where you're going to attack.
Yeah, I was in 2 minds about dropping that down. I think it was a good call.
Yeah, massive. So these Black Knights here are going to shoot at your closest palace tank. Okay, so first one, buddy, because we're going to be overcharging. They've done Speed of the Raven, so let's see what happens. First one, 1 hit, 1 miss. I'll keep that. Second one, 2 hits. Third one, 1 hit, 1 miss. I'll keep that. And fourth one, 2 hits, 5 hits. So we have, oh, that's a cocked one. And we're not going to reroll one, so that is 3 wounds. No, 2 wounds.
2 wounds. 5 of thin ones. Goes through.
4 damage, baby. You take that. Woo! Whereas we're going to do the bolters onto your palace tank there, and we're going to do his rift cannon into the guys, just poking the heads out the window there. Okay, so rift cannon first of all does 3 shots. That's the magic number on 3s. That's 3 hits.
Going to be on 4s.
I've got strafing run, buddy.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Strength 10, so on 2s, and a reroll 1s. 3 wounds, buddy. -3 ignores cover.
So 4 up in ones then.
That's 2 dead. And the rift cannon goes off on a 3+. No, it does not. Game bolters into the palace over there, which is 4 wounds. 4 ups, buddy.
Oh, 3
That's
go
why you do
through.
cheap-ass casino dice.
Wow.
Let's do Sammy, and he's going to go across into the wounded palace there. This is another 6 wounds for you. -2.
5 ups.
3. Oh, he's down to 1.
1 wound. Woo!
Okay, Wes, you ready for that to happen to you all again?
Let's go for it.
Yeah, here we go. Another 6. We roll the 1s. That -1's really helping you there, isn't it?
It is. That's what I did.
5s. 2 wounds.
Oh,
He's
goes
gone.
3. He's dead.
Even without the assault cannons. Okay, so next up we have our Ravenwing Flyer here, and he's going to go into the bottom unit just in there. So 10 shots with his Avenger Mega Bolter. We roll 1s and 2s, 3s. Okay, so that's 1 miss because I'm +1 to hit for strafing run. And on 3s. 1 reroll, and I'm in range of my Talon Master. So that is a whole bunch of wounds for you, buddy. So that is 9 -2 wounds for you, ignoring your cover. So straight onto your 4 ups.
4 ups. Let's go for it.
5 wounds.
So one guy dies and one's down to a wound.
Yeah, and now the black sword. 2 hits. Reroll the ones. 2 wounds, buddy. Straight onto your inbunt. First one. Second one. Yep, still living. Okay, and lastly, we have the speeder squadron here. They can all see, and they're just going to go through this front palace here. Missiles, first of all. Strength 8. They all hit. Reroll once. Okay, that is 4 wounds. -3, buddy. 4 wounds. Only 5 ups. Oh, he's fucked. D6s.
Oh, is it?
Okay, so 3d6. He's dead, buddy.
He's dead.
Dead,
Blow
Dave.
up.
Dead. Yes. No.
It's just a straight mortal wound. Do I command reroll that? Nah, it's fine. I'll take those wounds.
Okay, so an end of turn recap there. So we've had a palace explode there, dealing 1 mortal wound to everything around it. We've taken a few pot shots out of the Custodes hiding in the building like cowards. And we've blown up a palace over here. And that's it so far, guys. So not a big 10 for me either, but substantially more than Wes. Which wasn't hard.
The pain train is coming though.
I think it is. This is going to be quite a brutal turn. So I've got a secondary objective. I've killed 2 vehicles, so I've got 4 points for that, and I killed more than you this turn as well in this battle round. So I get 4 points for that as well.
Captain General, we will draw their fire while you make plan of all.
So first turn wasn't the best for me. The palace really didn't do much at all. But what they did do is have distractions, and Andy went for those. He killed 2 of them, which meant I'm still actually on the objectives again, so which is playing towards my primary objective. I've also noticed that in doing so, it's kind of baited me away, and I've got an opportunity here to deep strike my Telamon and the Terminators down with Trajan, in an opportunity there to kill some of those bikes and hopefully get a charge off on the land speeders. The bonus of getting the charge off on the land speeders is going to pull me onto the objective, so I'm hoping this works out. It's a bit of a risk now because it's put me right at the forefront of all that firepower that Andy's going to be throwing at me, so hopefully the stratagems will see me through this one. And my big trick with this one now is that thanks to the Psychic Awakening, I have a stratagem that allows me for 2 command points to select 3 units that have come down from Deep Strike, and I can roll 3 dice, discarding the lowest when it comes to my charge rolls. So there's a good chance that I'm going to make that charge into those land speeders, maybe kill 1 or 2, but most importantly, hunker down that third objective, and really start racking up those hold 1, hold 2, and hold more for the primary objective.
Okay, Wes.
Whoa! So this is the turn, I think, Andrew. Right. So I've got the guys that are staying in there. They're holding that objective nicely. I didn't plant the Vixella this time because you got rid of it. I think it was in the bubble anyway.
Yep.
Over here, I've moved up the captain.
Yep.
To do some
He's going to
shooting
cause some
up here.
problems.
I'm hoping so. We'll see what happens. And I've brought this guy in support there as well.
That's what I love. 5 models, and it's like half your army.
Yeah, well, it's not quite half, but yeah, not far off it. These are the bad boys. I think this is going to be the game changer over here, potentially. So they've deep struck in, well, from Golden Light they came, and they're going to shoot and hopefully get some guys in combat.
Okay, let's see what happens. It's got to be more than last time, right?
Oh, mate.
You've set a low bar.
It's going to be like that Eldar game all over again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great ideas, but just fluff out everything.
Yeah,
We'll
average
see.
ideas. This is the trouble with running a super elite army, actually, is I can't screen you out. Not at all.
No, I was hoping to go back here, but you did screen over here, but then this is a golden opportunity here, so this works well for me.
Yeah. Stratagems time!
Okay, so I'm going to use 2 stratagems now on the Terminators here. So I'm going to use the Superior Fire Patterns. I'm going to see if I get that CP back. I don't! And then I'm going to use the Blood Games Veterans and see if I get that CP back. I don't! Oh,
Good. I'm tired of you doing all these things. So this is you down to 3 command.
3 command points, yeah.
Okay, so what does this wombo combo do?
Okay, so the one turns my rapid fire 2 weapons into rapid fire 4. So each
Yeah.
guy's going to be shooting 8 shots each.
Very cool.
And then the the Blood Games Veterans then means every 6 of a hit I get is an automatic wound.
And your strength 4, AP -1, aren't you?
Strength 5, AP -1.
Ooh, okay, let's do this.
Okay, so the first 8, so the first guy firing first gets a reroll ones. So that is all hits so far. And then falls to wound. 2 wounds. It's going to be great, isn't it? Next guy. 1 automatic. Reroll that wound. So that's another
Yeah, so you get
5.
Last guy. This is the thing with
Sorry,
giant.
5 plus the 2.
Okay, so 7. This is the thing with giant casino dice, isn't it? Whereas you cannot roll more than 8 dice at once.
So 6. And then another. So 10 saves to make, buddy.
Okay, so 10 saves on their invulns. 4 ups. Okay, so I have statistically done terribly there. 1, 2, 3.5 bikes are dead.
Wow.
Kind of wish that Primaris would double the number of wounds now.
Yeah, right.
So happy right now because I no longer have to think about coherency checks with these guys.
Small victories.
Yeah, small victories. What's next?
So I'm going to do the shield captain shooting at the same squad.
Okay.
So hitting on 2s. All hits, and then wounding on 5s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 saves to make.
I love it when he rolls statistically worse. That's another one. So that's another dude dead. And that has saved my bike squad, I think.
We'll see. So inside here we've got 5 guys. It's 2 squads, so 3 and 2, but we're going to shoot them at the same time against the
Dark Talon?
Dark Talon, yeah. So it's 5 shots, hitting on 3s. And then wounding on your toughness.
Toughness 6.
So 5s. Nada.
They're only good for getting shot at, those guys.
Yeah. And then I can do the guy in the top there with
Yeah.
those 3 shots. 1 misses, and then strength 5, so 5s. Nothing.
Captain.
Vexilla. Vexilla inside there is going to shoot. Hits. 5s. Wounds.
5 up. No!
2 damage.
Did more than the rest of the squads.
Right.
What's up next, Wes?
Okay, so I'm going to shoot the Palace now at the new bikes, the Outriders.
The ones
So-
I painted up beautifully for
You
this.
didn't bloody paint them, chap. Don't try and trick people. Right, okay, so hitting on 2s with a reroll of 1s because the shield captain. He hits, and then wounding on 3s. 1.
1 wound. 4 pin bun because they advanced. Made it! That jinx save works every time. Until it fails spectacularly.
Yeah.
It's time for the big guy
Telamon into the bikes
that I painted.
that you did not paint. Right, so hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s. Yay! And then
Well,
wounding
hits.
on 3s.
This is strength 7 minus 2. 1 damage.
They're all wounds at -2.
Oh no!
Yeah, thanks for advising me to go for that.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to use your dice, see what happens. I'm never using your dice again.
One guy dies.
Yes, he does.
Good.
So, okay.
And now the Specular's ball launcher firing at once. It's 5 shots. All hit. Wounding on 4s.
Still more than the rest of your army.
Rerolling the 1 for Trajan. Oh, okay, so 3 wounds at -1.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, back to my broken dice. 1 more wound. Next.
Right, Trajan Valoris is going to fire at them now. So it's 1 shot. He hits. 1 kill. He does not.
Your entire army's been carried by this thing.
We'll see what happens now, shall we?
Yeah. Got some charges to make here, so we measured it out. He is a 9-inch charge, even going round this wall here.
Yep.
We've got 9 on Trajan and 11 inches on the Terminators.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what happens.
It's going to do it. So I'm going to use the CP to give them the rerolls. So it's going to cost me 2 CP. Let's see if I get some of that back. I don't. So what I am going to do is do a moment shackle, so I get those CP back.
Okay, so you get D3 back.
No, I literally just get those back.
Okay, Wes has checked his rules, and it turns out he
It is.
doesn't know what he's doing. with
It is
Custodians.
regain 3 D3.
Yeah.
I'm going to use one of your dice.
No, don't use those.
Yes!
That's a glass hammer dice, buddy. Don't use those. They are broken.
Right, so I get...
So you're up to 3 command points.
yeah, great.
Good times. So the thing Wes has used, he's used it so he rolls 3 dice and he picks the 2 highest.
Yeah, so let's go for the big dude first.
I'm going to overwatch you. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm feeling like quite good with my command points at the moment.
Okay, good.
Who said Overwatch was dead? Okay, let's do this. 6 rockets. 1 hit. Rerolls for Sammy. Only the 1. That's a wound.
4 up.
No!
Yeah.
Okay, and a bunch of heavy bolters. Oh, look at that. Shame that's not with the rockets.
Yeah. 2.
No, yeah, I'm in range for that. So that is 3. 3 at -2.
So 4 ups.
Would you just die already?
Hulk smash.
Okay.
So I need a 9.
So it wasn't worth doing that.
How many command points you don't think?
I'm down 3.
Okay, so the big guy's going in. See what we get. Yeah!
That's a 9.
Woo!
Good job, you're going to push Trajan out to a 10 now. You need a 10 with Trajan now.
Why is that?
Because you have to go around the Telamon. Oh!
I'm going to see if we get these guys in. See what they get. Don't make it.
And the shield captain into the bikes over here.
9
Needs a
inch.
9-inch charge.
Yeah!
So apparently you just make all your 9-inch charges. Kaboom.
Right, here we go. So Trajan's going to pile in 3 inches. There. And then he's going to do his 5 attacks. Hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s. And then wounding on 3s. Strength 10. Rerolling those 1s. So that's 4 at -3.
So 6 up saves. Oh, next one. That's 3.
And
Roll them
that's,
1 at a time, buddy. 3, 4, 5. Yep, so 1 takes 2 into the back. Okay, so first one, does he blow up? No. So Wes has just piled in and consolidated the Telamon because it turns out when you remove one unit, you're not in range of the other ones.
That's right.
Okay, so shield captain next. Okay, Wes, I'm going to use my 5 up in combat for a command point. Do I get it back? Yeah, I get 1 back.
Yay.
Sticking on 3. Good decision.
Right, let us do some rolling. So he gets 5 attacks on the charge. Rerolling 1s. All hit.
On 3s, buddy.
On 3s with rerolls to wound.
He don't need no rerolls. He's a shield captain.
5 to make.
5 ups.
No!
D3 damage. Go on, kill something. I dare you. Oh, it's cocked. It's cocked. Oh, you killed 1. Okay, so 6 attacks back with my picks. Yeah, reroll because Sammy's in range. Okay, and then on 5s. And the 6s do D3 damage. See, look at this, Wes. This is how you do. You don't need any of your fancy rerolls in combat. So -1s. So these are single damage and these are D3.
Okay, so I'll do the D3 on 3 ups. Both saved. And then the regular ones, both saved. That's how you do it, mate.
And I'll do my attacks back over here as well. Okay, so 4 attacks. Okay, I'm going into Trajan, obviously.
No?
No, nothing.
How'd you like those apples?
Oh yeah. End of turn. So you've taken a big chunk out of the Black Knights. Now they're fearless, so they don't take morale because they have the inner circle keyword. And you have destroyed a speeder over here, and you've taken this objective from me because you are OBSEC.
Yay!
And the Terminators, which you had such high hope for, are just sitting well back there.
Oh, they're ready to pounce, don't you worry about that.
Oh, things are falling apart quickly here. It's all about the primary, and Wes is smashing me on the primary. He has got all of his OBSEC units all over my home objective, which is just awful. I need to get him off that objective. I was debating whether or not to just leave the Telamon and the Terminators alone because they're actually quite slow and try and take the rest of the board. But I think Wes is going to max out his line breaker points, and then he's going to be at least on 2 or 3 objectives for the next few turns, in which case I'm never going to catch him. So unfortunately, I just need to take him head on, and we're going to have a Terminator off, I think. My Apothecary is going to drop down the Deathwing right around him. And one trick Wes probably hasn't seen coming is my Apothecary with his Relic is going to do -1 to the invuln from that Telamon and Trajan. So hopefully I can kill them. It's a bit of a gamble. Wes is going to have some tricks up his sleeve. I'm almost certainly going to be tangle-footed, so I'm going to at least be back up to a 9-inch charge, I suspect. So it's a little bit risky, but I think I need those Terminators in my own deployment zone. It was movement phase going toe-to-toe with the Custodes. I really need to get my objectives back. Debating whether or not it's better to actually just leave these guys alone. So what I've done is I've dropped in my Terminator 6 inches away for 2 command points, and I have moved my Speeder Squadron back there. They weren't actually engaged, so they've fallen back normally. Well, they've not fallen back. And my Dark Taloners hover here. My Eradicators have come on this board edge and are just within range to get all their buffs. And we've got the 2 remaining Primaris Spikes. Let's see if they can actually do something this turn. And I've put my Ravenwing Black Knights over here. Reason being that I want to get the objective of having things in 3 table quarters, which I will do with this Nephilim Jet Fighter here as well. Another important note, the Ravenwing Apothecary is within 3 inches of both of these units here, so that means they're -1 invuln. Let's see what happens there. My Warlord here is going to declare the extra Devastator Doctrine that he's got, which is super useful. So he's going to do that now. Okay, so first up we have the Melter Guns. They're going to go into the big guy. Let's see what happens. So that is 2 hits, and that's it. And then I need 4s. Oh, let's do 1s. Reroll. Oh, 1 wound.
5 up.
No. D6. 4 damage. Woo. 4. Feel no pain for your Telamon Dreadnought.
6s. Oh, not a single one.
As I have the remains of my Speeder Squadron, and they're going to shoot at the big guy as well. Still -1 to your invuln save. So 4 crack missiles. Reroll that one. That's 4 hits. 2 and so that is 2 wounds.
5 ups. Oh.
Okay, so 2 saves, 2 d6s, 4
10
wounds.
Oh, mate. Right, I've got this.
Savage.
Just need at least 1. 3 saved through the Feel No Pains.
Yep.
So it's down to 7, 3 wounds.
Okay, whereas I'm not finished yet, so this is 6 more shots with the heavy bolters. Still in Devastator Doctrine. 6 hits. Fishing for 5s. Reroll the 1.
Oh.
So saves?
Yeah, saves.
Okay, next up we're going to do Samael. Nope. And reroll those 1s, which for some reason I seem to just keep rolling. 2 wounds.
What's the AP?
-2, all on 4 ups. Nope. 6 up.
1. Oh, 6 up, yep.
No, that's a fail. Down to 2. Now is the Assault Cannon, Wes. No, all hits. Not many wounds in that. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -2 still.
4 ups.
Oh, it's still got you. 6 up, feel no pain.
Oh, yeah. Good call, good call. It's cocked. Come on.
No, down to 1.
Down to 1 wound.
Shoot my Nephilim Jet Fighter into the last remaining wound on the big guy.
Oh,
so
you get a miss.
2 black swords. Both hit.
Yep.
No, nothing. Now 10 shots with the Avenger Mega Bolter. Hitting you on 2s. They're not 2s. 2.
AP minus.
I believe it's -1. It's 2 heavy bolters as well. Nothing.
No way!
Utterly fluffing.
Oh no.
Talent Master over here is going to come into the big guy as well. Okay, we roll 1. So that's a whole bunch of hits with a heavy bolter. These are -2 heavy bolters. So that is 3 wounds at -2.
3 4-ups. Oh, he loses that wound, but does he roll a 6? Yes!
They're not tears of joy here, Wes. These are just tears at this point. That's a whole bunch of hits. Reroll 1s. Another 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6 more. 6 4-ups.
Got this.
Oh, 2 6-ups.
Oh, don't reroll one. That's command reroll. No.
No, he's dead.
He's dead, Dave. Does he blow up?
No.
Ancient Artifice. 1 command point, half damage on my Telamon. And I forgot it. I will remember my stratagems.
Now the big guy's down. The Rift Cannon is going to come into Trajan here with all of his bolters as well. Well, it's Rift Cannon time.
Right, I'm going to do some arcane genetic alchemy, which is kind of like transhuman physiology, but for Custodes.
Totally not the same thing, right?
Totally not the same thing.
Okay. How many command points you got left now? Okay, buddy, so you're down to 2 command points. D3 Rift Cannon shots. 4, 1. Which hits? Which wounds? Come on.
Ow! Yeah!
And then a whole bunch of bolter shots which are coming your way. 3 invuns, but 3 armor saves even. Oh!
Fails 2.
And lastly, let's see what these bikers do over here. So this is 8 shots rapid firing into Trajan. Reroll the misses. 5 on 4s. And reroll 1s.
So
3.
3.
Saves. Oh, you fail another 2. Okay, that is the end of my shooting, and big mistake at the start. I chose to shoot the Eradicators first, which was definitely a mistake. You should definitely shoot them at the end, shouldn't you? Yeah. Whereas 6-inch charge under both Trajan and your shield captain. Would you like to overwatch and waste some more command points?
I think it might be worth it, you know. Said no one ever.
Apart from me,
Yeah.
a turn ago, and instantly regretted it. Okay, here we go. It's a 6. It's more than a 6, Wes! Woohoo! Just to say, we did forget, we did go back actually because Wes was going to roll his Tanglefoot grenade, but you only rolled a 2, didn't you?
Yeah.
So that would have been an 8. Okay, so this is what I think coherency looks like in 8th edition. My whole 9th edition, my unit may just explode, Wes.
Hopefully.
So these 3 here, so he's within half an inch of being a guy in half an inch, and over here, again the same thing over here, and then we've got one guy bridging between the 2. I'm going to use a command point to make them hit on the 2s.
Watch out.
So I am down to 1 command point. Okay, Wes, so this is the first lot going into Trajan himself. He is -1 invuln. Not that it makes a blind... No, it does, because he's got a 3-up.
Yeah.
So it'd make him onto a 4-up. Okay, so this is all the maces. No rerolls. I hit on 2s, though. So you can see all the 1s I rolled. Fantastic. There's literally half my attacks.
Yeah, I'm happy with
So that is 5.
What strength are they?
Strength 8.
Oh no, so there'll be winning on 3 score.
Yeah.
So 5. 4 ups. 1 goes through.
Yeah, he's dead.
How is it 3 wounds?
Flat 3, buddy.
3. Oh my god. Cool, he's dead. Trajan's dead. He's out of there.
And then the other 3 over here. So 3, 6, 9 into here. Into old Shieldy. And that is
2 miss.
2 miss. Same thing on 3s. Burn the dice, burn the dice.
3.
Oh, 6 wounds. He's dead, buddy.
Oh,
You're going to have to CP
I'm
that.
going to have to CP it. I'm going to have to reroll that one.
You need him alive. Oh my god, it's an emotional roller coaster.
No!
What did you do, Daddy?
It's what Wes has done.
What did you do, Daddy?
Wes has fluffed, buddy. Wes has fluffed. Guys, so end of turn recap. I have scored 5 points for the primary here by holding this objective. Big turn over here. We've eliminated Trajan, the Telamon Dreadnought, and the Shield Captain over here. I think I got a little bit lucky there.
Yeah, that was pretty painful, not going to lie.
Wes has still got his unit over here, so he's going to be getting line breaker next turn again. Potentially, aren't you? Because you still need
You
to.
still get a second vehicle in there.
Yeah. So I think I've managed to swing this back, and hopefully I can get ahead on the primary again. So in terms of secondary points, I've got 1 for having units in 3 different quarters. I've got get another 4 points for killing more than you this turn, which isn't hard because you've still not killed anything all game.
This turn.
And I get 3 more points for killing the Dreadnought as well. Okay, Wes, over to you.
Deliver the Emperor's wrath and bring them down. Fire on my target, now! Master Lazarus, target restrained, teleport home already.
So at the end of that, Andy killed a lot more than I was expecting, mainly because I forgot my stratagem there, but actually I think there was so much firepower that I probably overestimated how resilient my Custodes were. That said though, I've still got my Terminators that I've pushed them up there, and I'm going to try and really just keep them a pain in the butt, but just trying to hold those objectives. Potentially look at pushing my other palace up there just to score that additional line breaker, and just keep accruing those secondary points, because I think it's going to get very difficult from here on in to score secondary points. So I'm going to score them when I can, and then hope just to continue getting primary objective throughout the rest of the game.
Okay, glass is steamed up enough.
Yeah,
Ready to go.
just a bit more.
Lead me through your movement phase.
Right, so
Where
what
do we
I've
go first?
done is I've moved these guys out of the building here to try and get this objective next
Yes,
turn.
it is true there are actual people in there.
I know, right?
There were anyway. So you've moved off this objective over here.
Yeah, and I've also got the Vexilla there, so I've moved them so they were just within the 6, so they're -1 to hit as well.
So I'm surprised you moved off here. So you're sacrificing a primary point, but tell me why.
So I'm sacrificing it this turn, and I hope that I can get it next turn. But the main thing really is at the end of this turn is getting the additional 4 for line breaker.
Yeah, because you need 2 units wholly
I need
within.
2,
and he's
yeah.
just got him within 16.
So
He's just moved in.
It's a bit of a gamble, but I feel like it's something I need to do right now because, and it's putting more units here that you kind of have to deal with next turn as well.
Okay, and obviously the Terminators are coming up here to have a Terminator off. It is a thing. Who would have thought the 9th edition would start with Terminators?
I know, right? So it's look cool again.
Let's see who's got the best Terminators. Right, what are you shooting at first?
Right, so I'm going to do the Palace, shooting against the
Okay.
your land speeder. Hitting on 2s, and then wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
AP.
-4.
Well, I'm not getting a save. So we're going with the Terminators here. And they're going to rapid fire into my Terminators.
So I agonised a bit. I was tempted to go and try and get those 3 wounds off there, but I just think I need to chip some wounds off these guys to actually stand a chance. But I don't want to kill any more than 2. All right. So here we go. It's hitting on 2s, and then wounding on 3s. Not all that.
If only Trajan was there.
Oh, there we go.
4
saves to make.
1 wound, buddy.
I'll take it.
Okay, so the Sagittarium Custodes up here are going to shoot at my Nephilim Jet Fighter.
Yeah, so I'm going to fire both weapons. It's -1, so it's -2. So hitting on 4s with the ray gun, he hits. Strength 5, so 5s does nothing, and then the bolter one hits. Oh, sorry, no, 3 hits. Sorry.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short.
5s to wound, 1 wound at -1.
Saved.
Safe. Right
You'd
then,
have
so
to do it in combat.
charges, my friend.
I'm going to overwatch you with nothing.
So I need a 6 on 2 dice. Are you ready?
Okay. 11. Should have got that last turn.
Oh, don't even.
Hey, they're all piled in there after an absolutely beastly charge.
11 inches. Made it.
Never seen a Terminator run so fast.
No, right.
Okay.
So I've tried to go off to a flank to minimise the number of guys that can consolidate in and give me attacks back. And with the new rules, it's probably worth pointing out that in order for the second guy to fight, the first guy has to be within half an inch, and the second then guy has to be within half an inch as well. So stringing things out a little bit more difficult this edition. Anyway, enough about that. Should we roll some dice?
Let's do it.
So hitting on 2s.
Yeah, -1 to wound from my strat. Do I get my command point back? I can do it. Yeah, I do. I'm still on 1 command point, Wes.
They would be wounding on 2s, but now they are going to be
3s with a shield wall.
3s with the shield one.
Look at those 2s.
So you have 7 saves to make, monsieur.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on, 3 ups. I failed 2.
So one guy's dead.
Are they flat 3 or D3s?
Well, that guy lost the wound previously.
I know, but are they flat 3s or
No,
D3s?
D3s.
Okay.
And then
2 dead.
2 dead.
So it consolidates.
I'm staying away from that biker at the back there because I like my inland save.
Doesn't make any difference here.
No, unfortunately not.
So with my last command point, I'm going to spend 1 on hitting on 2s. But Wes has just ruined my day by letting me know that he can't be wounded on AP -1 or 2. Doesn't count.
No, so I can use Auramite and Adamantium.
These stratagems are quite good when you use them, mate.
Don't talk.
Telamon Dreadnoughts and half
I'm
done.
notorious for forgetting my rules. Don't you worry about that.
Okay, here we go. On 2s. And on 3s. I know fortunately, you get a 2-up save versus all these. Okay, where's 10 wounds? Just 2. I kill a
2.
guy.
One guy dies.
So, end of turn recap for your turn 3.
Yeah, so it went okay. So I managed to kill an extra vehicle. It's given me an extra 2 points on that, and I've managed to get Line Breaker as well.
Yep.
So it's for an extra 4 points. So that was
And
an
you
extra.
stop me scoring my primary over here.
Yeah,
Next turn.
which is a swing really. So I managed to score 16, and I've stopped you score an extra 5 as well. So it's kind of a almost 21 point kind of help out for me there.
That's big.
It is big, but I don't have much to go home with soon. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, so this is turning into a bit of a disaster for me. Wes is still on my home objective with those stupid Terminators which ignore AP -1 and 2. I'm going to switch into the Assault Doctrine this turn. I need to be AP -3. So he's just made a run for it with his Custodes to try and get back onto one of his objectives. I'm going to move the planes up there and try and just knock him off that objective. Turn 3, movement phase. A lot of thinking to do here. This guy's over here, so I've still got my... I'm still going to be in my 3 quadrants, and I've got this plane over here just to ensure that. I can still see the guys in the building here. These guys have come over here to stop Wes just walking straight onto this objective here. I've kept these guys in combat here. I'm in the Assault Doctrine now, so I'm AP -3, so no more of that sneaky AP -1 and 2 doesn't count. I got an extra Terminator back with the Apothecary. He is within 3 inches of both this unit here and the Palace here, so -1 to their invuln saves. Eradicators and move forwards in range. That's it really, guys. The Eradicators are going to shoot into the Palace. 3 hits, so I like to see. Reroll 1s. There's still a 1, it's 1 wound.
Goes 3.
D6 damage for 3.
Down to 4.
They'll be coming back for you, Wes.
I know they will.
So next up I'm going to do my Black Knights. I'm going to go across into this Palace here as well. So 4 shots. 3 hits, 1 reroll for Sammy. Yep. That's 4 wounds.
4 wounds to Sammy.
Yeah, 6 up saves. 2 go through. Okay, so next up we have Sammy going into the same unit. Okay, this is his heavy bolters first of all. Only AP -1 now. No rerolls from Talon Master because he's hanging back. So that is 2 wounds.
Come on. Did he blow up?
2. Oh, is he dead already?
Yes, 2 wounds, isn't it? Does not blow up.
Then next we have the Nephilim Jet Fighter is going to shoot into these Custodes down here. Okay, so 10 shots with the heavy bolter, well, the mega bolter.
-1 to hit.
-1 to hit. Not that it makes any difference here because I've still got strafing run. That is 1, 2 wounds, 3 wounds.
3 wounds. -1, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 ups.
So one guy takes a wound.
I'm going to take the wound, my bad.
Yep. Then we have 2 black sword missiles. 1 hit. Nothing. And then we have the heavy bolters. Here we go. 1.
1. Oh, he takes another wound.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to do the hurricane bolters followed by the rift cannon over here. With the hurricane bolters, that's 6 wounds, Wes.
2 ups. Oh, he's lost his last wound.
Okay, he's dead. And then rift cannon for D3 for 1, as always, which hits, which wounds.
4 up. Yeah.
Okay, Wes, I'm going to use the -1 to wound again.
Right. So 8 attacks. All hit.
The Custodes, they always hit.
2s.
3s, -1 to wound. Two dead. Or 2 D3s anyway.
2 D3s. Let's see what happens this.
That's 1.
No, it's
1 dead. I'll take the guy that I got back from earlier. So it's almost like you've done nothing. Okay, let's see if I can punch you back. AP -3 this time. -1 to your invuns from the relic guy. Where's the flail first? That is 4 hits. That is 1 wound.
AP -3.
3. Because I'm in Assault Doctrine now.
Yeah, I'm going to go for my 4 up. Yeah.
Okay, now for the rest of them. Okay, so hit on 3s with these guys. Reroll 1s because Sammy's hit. So that is miss with 3. And come on, that's only 2 wounds. 1 up. Yeah, you might as well roll them both.
4 up. Yeah, for the Emperor.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so end of turn. Probably should have been a bit more aggressive on that turn, I feel. So the Terminators are still alive, which is a big swinging point. Okay, so I've got my being in the 3 different table quadrants. I've got a point for killing something and a point for killing, which translates into a point to killing more because Wales has still not killed a unit. That's absolutely shocking.
Oh, mate.
And I've killed the palace as well, which counts for my killing 2 points for a vehicle as well. So it's not a bad turn. I feel like I could have done a little bit better. I'd have kind of liked to have killed these guys.
Okay, so for this turn now, primary objective is what I need to go for. I can't really score any secondary objectives, so I'm just going to make sure that I do that. So, if I killed something in this game, I could get a secondary objective now, but otherwise, I'm just down for the primary. So in this turn, I'm just going to do lots of manoeuvre, really, trying to get myself in position to maintain getting a primary objective.
Okay, Wes, walk me through your running phase.
So, I've been strategic. This is all about tactics right now. So, I've left the 2 guys behind there getting that objective here. I've left this guy here so he can still shoot. But what I've done now is I've put the banner bearer back over there.
So so it's obscured.
So he's obscured, so you can't shoot it unless you really manoeuvre to it.
Tell me what happened around here.
So the Custodes were here.
Yeah.
I rolled the dice to run,
Yeah.
but I only got a 1, which wasn't quite enough to get my guy out of engagement range on the other side.
My plan to move blocks you works.
So I had to use my one command point, re-rolled it, and managed to get it 5. So I've hidden them back here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to make you do some spin round shenanigans to try and get them. Something that I never really do, Andy, and you know fairly well from past experiences, is I had to pull out over here. So I pulled out of combat, and I've hidden the guys back here. They are getting ready to deliver the Emperor's Justice back there.
Yeah.
I've tried to hide them as best I can, but they still are going to stop you getting the objective next turn.
Yeah, because you're obsec. So it's 100% the right thing to do there. Because I'm not going to be able to get any points in my turn for this objective.
Yeah, so I figured if I kept them there, you were probably going to get them this time.
Yeah, so what have you got to shoot with?
That guy.
Okay, here comes the shooting phase.
Right, there's 3 shots because one's in double tap range in here, one's not. So hitting on 3s. Ooh, look at that. And then wounding on 5s. 1 wound, -1. I like to use my dice.
I'd like to point out at this point that Wes still has failed to kill a single unit.
Yeah. It's alright. Well, I've done some manoeuvring.
Yeah, it's all about the primary in this, to be fair.
All about the primary, baby. Okay, so this chap over here is going to shoot here. He's going to do his 3 shots, and then he's going to do his death ray cannon.
So you're -2 then, are you?
Yeah, so we're going to see his hit on 4s.
Yeah.
All hits, the bolters, and then 5s. Nothing, and then death ray cannon.
Such a cool
Hits! Does nothing.
End of shooting phase. Charge phase?
No.
No? Okay, end of Wes's turn 4. So what did you score, buddy?
I got the 10 points for being on the objectives.
That's pretty solid. And secondaries wise, you can't get line breaker anymore.
No.
You've
Failed to kill anything.
so the kill more objective is just woeful.
Yeah.
And what was your last one? Was kill vehicles.
Kill vehicle.
Which you're working on slowly.
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 Very slowly.
Okay. Dark Angels, turn 4. Oh, these Terminators are ruining my day. The fact that I didn't bring any OBSEC troops to this game is killing me. I need to kill them this turn. My whole army's going to kill them. Just purely out of spite at this point, I think. Apart from that, I'm just going to shoot Wes off every objective I can, I think. Now, one thing that I've noticed actually is that Wes, he's only got 1 unit on his home objective now. And now with those 2 flyers and some of my speeders, I stand a really good chance actually of shooting that unit off. So actually, if I can kill that unit, that's a huge swing because Wes isn't going to be able to hold 2 and he's not going to be able to hold more in his next turn. So this is all about points denial at this point. Okay, so end of movement phase turn 4, my Dark Talon's gone to hover. It's a little bit suicidal, but I really want to get an angle on Wes's only unit, which is on that objective there. One of them's injured already, isn't it? And I've got visibility to both of them there. I'm kind of ganging up since Wes ran away. My Apothecary of reducing invuns is in there as well. And everything else is just piling in to cause some serious damage. Okay, Wes, so first of all, the Eradicators there are going to do some eradicating, or as they're called, slightly better fire dragons.
Massively better fire dragons.
Okay, 3 shots, 3 hits. Reroll 1s to wound. No, it's only 1 wound.
4 up.
5 up.
Oh, you cheeky boy.
Dead. Okay, that's half my problem solved. Okay, next up I'm going to do the Primaris Bikers. See what they can do. It's 8 shots. No rerolls.
2 wins.
2 wins. 2 up saves.
Yeah.
Take that.
For the Emperor.
Next up, Nephilim. 10 shots. Mega Bolter. Hits on 2s. Strength 6. So, yep, there we go.
Who's that?
It's all AP -1, so you still get your 2 up saves.
7. Yeah.
Mega Bolters. Yep, they'll hit. Bit slow there.
Just the 1.
2 injured, toughness 5.
Oh yeah, 2 ones, yeah. Loses a wound.
Yeah. Okay, so Samael onto the one sticking his head out the window. Okay, so Samael. 1 miss. Reroll 1s. 2. 3 ups. North cover.
Takes a wound, he's dead.
It's the Dark Talon coming in now. 2 shot, 1 shot. Which hits. Which wounds.
What did you hit with?
6.
So is it Invon?
Yep. 3 damage.
Dead.
That's the unit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've got nothing on that objective now.
No.
In case the gamble did pay off. Whew, right, charges. Charges. I am going to charge in with both units. So Deathwing Knights in with a 6, and then the Raven Wing are in with a 9. No, I can't shoot them. Okay, so here we go. Whereas everything has piled in around here in a big messy bundle. Still in range of the Raven Wing Apothecary, of course.
The Emperor protects.
Yeah. So this is 5 Deathwing Knights. Then I have the Deathwing Knight Master, and I hit on 2s because of my stratagem. I'm using again. There's still a bunch of 1s in here, and 3s. P -3, 3 damages.
So 5 ups.
He's very dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
And just because I keep forgetting to use the Deathwing Knight Master, he did roll his dice this time. Okay, so end of turn. And that was, although not much died, it was a big turn. And it was a big turn because I've managed to shoot Wes finally off this objective. Over here, I managed to kill those last 2 Terminators. I'm going to put it all down to this little biker dude.
That bike has been
It's
really
obscene, isn't
phenomenal.
it?
Yeah. That's just one relic, isn't it? That just drops
Yeah.
the Invon. It's
Yeah.
really good.
And he was in range of both of your models there, so it's crazy good. And so now I'm on 2 objectives, and Wes is only actually on 1 objective over here. So instead of getting 15 points this turn, he's going to be getting 5 points. That's a huge swing. So although it doesn't look like it on the board, it just goes to show you how much resilience is required, to win at 40k in 9th edition. And I think, Wes, if you'd chosen better objectives,
Yeah.
or anything better than, let's just not pretend you're going to kill anything in this game.
Yeah, so actually, so in hindsight, had I chosen secondaries that were better for my army, I could have easily got much more points, because actually for 2 of my secondaries, I've not scored anything from them at all. So I'm just purely in this game by primary at the moment.
And you're smashing me on the primary.
Smashing on primary, yeah. So just even a half-decent secondary had I chosen that, which is a learning point for me.
And we're saying the action's the one you should have gone for, because you've had loads of units sitting behind this wall doing nothing.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to lose out on the shooting, was your thinking, but actually you were never going to outshoot me.
No.
And you weren't going to outkill me.
No.
You were going to outlast me.
No, and that's it. It's the first
It's just
time
knowing
playing
your army, isn't it?
It's the first time playing this army, so I didn't necessarily know what its strengths were. But next time I know actually its strengths isn't necessarily the damage output, it's the resilience of this army that really is going to win games in 8th edition.
Yeah.
I think had I chosen the secondaries, I'd be winning quite nicely now.
Oh, you would, massively.
In the Emperor's name, you shall not pass.
Okay, Wes, your turn 5, buddy.
So this game is really close right now. There's only like a point or 2 in it, and I just need to hold on to these objectives. I kind of missed a trick in that last turn because I moved the Sagittarian Guard out. Actually, under the 9th edition rules, you can still hold an objective even though you're 5 inches above it in terrain. So I could have positioned that Sagittarian to maintain in a position where he was holding that objective. So that was a mistake on my behalf, but I've learned that one. Also in this turn, I'm going to look at moving those Custodes behind the ruins, outside of the footprint of the terrain itself, and therefore they're going to be obscured. So this is just all about survival now.
Start of turn 5. Wes has just done his movement phase. We've actually come up with a few interesting things here. So walk me through what you've got, Wes.
Yeah, so we talked about last phase of how I lost the objective because the white guy wasn't on the objective, but then reread the objective rules, and actually to hold an objective you can be 3 inches horizontally and 5 inches vertically. So I had this chap here before, which I've just moved back a little bit.
Yeah.
So now he's actually holding this objective here. So had I done that previous turn, that had made a bit of a
massive
difference.
yeah.
A massive difference.
It's a huge. It's these little skills like this, well, little rules, nuances you need to learn
Yeah.
about actually. And can I just point out the reason why Wes couldn't do this is because he can't see. Face masks and glasses.
Yeah, it's not a great thing. It's not a great thing. I've got a disadvantage here, but yeah. So had
Can you see which buildings are in?
so had I moved that guy there, realizing that we could have had
Brilliant.
5 and 3 horizontally and vertically, that would have been a 15-point swing for me. But I didn't.
It wouldn't be 15 points. It would be 5 points.
5-point swing. Sorry.
Yeah. We talked about whether it was worth coming off the objective here. And although Wes can't actually score any more objectives, it's important to remember next turn I get 5 points if I hold more objectives than him. So if he comes off here to attack the hovering flyer, if he doesn't kill it and doesn't get to consolidate again, he'll lose 5 points. Because next, well, I'll gain an extra 5 points.
Yeah.
So it's important to remember he's got to stop me scoring next turn.
Yeah.
It's actually really close on points here.
Yeah, really close. So I've actually got the Vixilla down here to try and get a long bomb. It's going to be a 10-inch charge, but
Do you think you're actually going to kill something this game?
mate, I've got to kill something. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think I've ever had a game against you where you've not killed anything.
But we were just talking a minute. It's really interesting that, how defensive my army is, and steaming up here. So I'm going to take these off so I can actually see you. How defensive my army actually is, and how much I just approach it so much differently in a different game.
Play to your army strengths and play to the mission. And I think you've played to the mission very well, but I think you just didn't realise where the strength of your army really was.
Yeah. It's been a great learning game. It really has. It's nice playing with so many of my painted models on the same table. So I get the plus 10 points at the end of it for having painted armies. In fact, it's plus 20, isn't it?
Well, technically, I haven't brought anything of mine which isn't painted.
No, we haven't painted many of it. Anyway, let's carry on with this game, shall we?
Double tapping with the Custodian Guard.
Yeah, 2 hits. 5s.
Ooh. Things got interesting, eh? -1, so 1 went through to 2 damage.
Cool. So it's down to 8.
Yeah.
So my Vixilla guy, he's within 12 inches. So he's going to double tap as well. 2s. 2 hits. 5s.
They're not
No.
5s.
No. And then the other guy's going to shoot. He's inside there.
The one just hiding through the little letterbox.
Yeah, so his Death Ray gun.
Fluffed
Yes,
it.
it is. And then his other gun. 2 hit. 1 wound, -1. Yeah, he saves it.
Yeah. It's always better when you use other people's dice. Okay, long charge. You've got
Right.
1 CP left.
So he needs a 10.
Suspense.
Oh,
Oh, Wes.
I think we can pretty much
Buddy,
all
can I
like
get your reaction here?
Do you want to see my eyes?
Do you even know what you rolled? Or are you too steamed up?
It was 6s, mate. I'm sure I saw 6s. Oh, brutal. Brutal.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So no, Andy, the answer is that I have not killed a single unit in this game.
Okay, so final turn of the game. Honestly, guys, there's not much more I can do here. I've pretty much beaten away all of Wes's forces, but it's going to be an incredibly close game. I'm going to try and just finish with as many of my secondaries as I can. I think it's only the engage on all fronts, which I can do now. So I'm going to do that, and I think that's pretty much going to be the end of the game. Okay, Wes, turn 5 movement phase for the Dark Angels. And unlike your movement phase, I actually moved somewhere. And I'm going to have a shooting phase, and I'm going to shoot things and everything. So Wes is obscured here still, actually, and that's totally the right call we were saying, because otherwise he'd just be shot to death by my army. Over here, I've positioned to see your... Oh, is this guy... Yeah, that guy is still in cover, isn't he?
Yeah. I know he's obscured, isn't he?
Okay, so first up we have the Nephilim Jet Fighter into the guy, which no one has seen all game, apart from Wes, but he tells me he's here, and he's held an objective all game. Now, I've got negatives to hit, but I'm strafing runs, let's re-roll those. So I hit on 3s. And I wound you on 3s, and I re-roll 1s. No. Yes, I wound you on 3s.
What's the AP of that?
It is AP -1. Ignores cover.
That's 6, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm back in range of the old Talon Master.
Takes a wound.
Okay. Black swords. 2 hits. 2 wounds. Killing Custodes. Right, we're going to get back to you after I warm up Samael's guns. Okay, so we shot with Samael. We did lots of rolling. Effectively, your Custodes got gunned to death.
Yeah,
Just
gonna
though,
happen eventually.
surprisingly resilient.
Yeah, it took a lot.
And then I'm just going to have my Dark Talon here, see if he can make a mess of your Custodes.
I think it took a lot more than the Telamon, actually.
Okay, so Rift Cannon, 3 shots. Hit on 3s. That's 2. On 2s. Oh, all those bloody ones. Only 1. So I don't think I can kill you.
No, takes a wound.
Rift Cannon goes off, which does 2 more. So you take 5 wounds.
5 wounds. I think that's it dead, isn't it?
And then you've got 24 heavy bolter shots. Okay, so Wes tells me he only has 5 wounds actually, so that is a dead Custodes, even without shooting the bolters. Okay, so end of the turn. I can't score any more attrition points because I just keep killing things. You know how that feels, don't you, Wes?
The reverse one can't
Yeah.
kill, I think. Yeah, that's good.
Engage on all fronts. Again, I'm in 3 table quarters, so I've got engage on all fronts again. And that's it, really, isn't it? I can't kill any more vehicles because I've killed them all already.
Yeah, that's the end of the game.
Yeah. So let's tally up the points.
With the light of the Emperor, the primary objective is secure. Return to the ship. The Angel of Damnation has escaped. Master Lazarus. We know.
Okay, so narrow win for the Dark Angels there. Seriously close game actually when we turned
Really close.
Yeah. Didn't find Cypher though.
No, we'll get you next time.
Sneaky Sniper. Okay, but I think the main learning point that I've had from this game is actually just playing to the strength of your army, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think for the Custodes, really, I've learned that I haven't really killed much.
that's an understatement.
But I didn't kill a single model, or in fact, a single unit. In fact, I killed a couple of models, but not a single unit. I think the Custodes is really holding objectives, which in 9th edition game it seems to be the primary missions are holding objectives really. So
Yeah, it's not just holding objectives; it's being durable enough to stay on the objectives for an entire battle round, isn't it?
Yeah, scoring them in the top of your turn in the command phase now is quite a big change.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, I think the main strength of my army was in pure killing. I didn't have a single obsec unit, so I needed to go. This master's going to drive me crazy. But the main thing for me actually is that I needed to go way more aggressive and kill you much earlier, because I think otherwise the primary mission for me was just starting to fall apart.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, I played the primary mission very well actually. I thought. Could I have got an extra few points by not making some silly mistakes like moving a guy for objective? Maybe. But in terms of secondaries, I was really hampered there by actually finding a secondary objective that played to my army.
Yeah, we were thinking about the action ones actually, but you've got to be on more than one objective, and then you've got to give up all the firepower for that unit.
Yeah.
It probably was better than taking a kill in retrospect.
Yeah, in hindsight, it may have been.
But unless you were going to really push to the middle of the board, none of those secondaries were any good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the Custodes. That's the one downside is these that you're talking probably a couple of 100 points for a cheaper unit, and to give up the firepower or fighting power for a turn to get an action for these guys is quite a big layer, really.
Do you know what would be really cool? If you took those Alaris Terminators and used the, what's it called? Unleash the Lions.
Yes.
And it had like a 10-man unit split into 10 different characters. Then you could do as many actions as you want, Wes.
Well, funny you say that, Andy. I might have ordered an extra 6 of those bad boys. So,
so you're never ever actually hampered for taking loads of small little units. Yeah, you may lose the Kilmore objective, but apart from that, it really doesn't matter.
No, and I think 9th edition is going to be a game of MSU. And actually, I think it's going to be a game of transports with troops in holding objectives.
Thoughts on the missions? For me, I thought the missions were a little bit limited and they forced one particular style of play.
Yeah.
And we've both got quite durable armies here. I've got all my invulnerable saves with my units. You've got just flat out, Custodes. But you've got to think about it. If you're a Harlequin, how can you stay there for an entire battle round?
Well, that's my concern with me. I'm a massive Harlequin player, and I don't think I could really get that primary objective in this mission, because the staying power to if you want to get me off an objective, you really can.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing for me which I felt was a bit lacking was deployment. I felt particularly with the new season of ITC, they really had nailed deployment. One person sets up first and then the other person sets up, and you can effectively counter deploy your opponent. If you're going second, you know what you choose your secondary objectives after you go second.
Yeah.
So I think there was a lot of things to mitigate going first, but in these missions it feels like a step back.
Yeah, slightly. Yeah, slightly actually. I think it's one of. I think this is the base standard though, and they've announced now that there's going to be a chapter approved with the Grand Tournament pack. So I'm really excited to see what step up they've done with those missions.
Okay, well, standout unit for you in the game?
Well, I was hoping that it was going to be the Telamon Dreadnought, but it really wasn't.
What do you have to do, Wes?
Yeah, I have to remember to use that stratagem.
Yeah.
I think really that the Terminators did what I needed them to do. They brought your firepower back at that end of the board there and held that objective quite nicely.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. And for me, best units for me were the Deathwing Knight. I knew they were going to be. And that little Ravenwing Apothecary actually is just...
I was going to say, that guy isn't not a very nice guy.
And I was really, really impressed with the Eradicators as well.
They're really great. So I hadn't realised that they could come on any flank on turn 2, and that's fantastic actually.
Yeah, that is crazy. I think the main thing though is to remember to shoot them last, because you've got to shoot the same target. So there's no point shooting them and then realising the target you were going to shoot has already been destroyed.
Yeah.
So I definitely wasted the firepower a couple of times.
Yeah, definitely. I'm steaming up again.
Okay guys, so big shout out to Games Workshop for giving us an advanced copy of the rules so that we could film this. We're really looking forward to seeing what comes out with chapter approved as well, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we'll get that soon.
Yeah, and if you like what you see here, remember to subscribe to the channel, and you can see our latest videos with the link up here next to us. Ba-ching! All right, take care guys.
Bye-bye.